Hey, what's up, YouTube? Made a video here to talk about a important social issue. It's actually been an issue for a while, but it's currently drawing more attention to it, and that is gender inequality, specifically in the workplace. And women have definitely made great strides over time, I'd say, as far as just overall employment in certain positions, higher positions in management, and Um, but inequality definitely still persists, and on average, in 2010, women only made 77 cents to every dollar man made, which is over time is a pretty big difference. And also in 2010, the median pay for a man working full time was slightly under 50,000 at $47,715. Compare that to a full time working woman only earning about $36,900, which translates to about 77% as much. So definitely a noticeable difference. And also, according to public information collected by the International Trade Union Confederation, or the ITUC, the global gender pay gap ranges from 3% to 51%, with a global average of around 17%. But yeah, like I mentioned earlier, there's definitely been improvement over time, and definitely made great strides compared to back in the United States in 1979, when women only earned about 62% as much as men, which compared that to now, 30 years later, is definitely an improvement, but not quite there yet. Um, but yeah, women's participation in the labor force climbed during the 1970s and 1980s and actually reached 60% in the year 2000. However, in 2010, that's declined to about 46.7%, and it's alarming because that's not expected to increase by the year 2018, which is actually pretty interesting, I think. um, but also, I think a good example of gender inequality from back back in the 60s, back when it was a lot different than today, would have to be AMC's Mad Men, one of my personal favorite TV shows. And I actually have a picture that I really think really symbolizes what inequality was back then compared to today. And I like this picture a lot because it shows all senior partners, obviously men being being the majority, five male senior partners and one female senior partner, Joan. She finally worked her way up, but definitely was met with hardships, and definitely not a lot harder for a woman to get in that position back then. Higher up management, a partner or a CEO, compared to today, which is still is a pretty tough feat. But definitely back in the day, it was a lot different, and women were met with more hardships. But yeah, I think that's a pretty good example. And overall, unemployment rate for women is lower than men's, and they're a lot less likely to be among the long-term unemployed. And a statistic that I thought was really interesting was the amount of education women receive over men, and the fact that women surpass men as far as educational attainment because of those that are employed over the age of 25. Over 31 point, a little over 37% of women hold at least a bachelor's degree, compared that to 34.9% of men. So definitely a gap in education, I guess, and that obviously doesn't translate into same wages, but Yeah, I think it's definitely an issue that that needs to be addressed. Maybe some some action being taken to. But yeah, that's what I have to say about that. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on another time.